Hi, I'm Ryan Keim. Thank you for joining me tonight. Let's get started with the webinar.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Ryan Keim. I'm a former emergency doctor, holistic nutritionist, and founder of Ryan Keim Health Advisory. Tonight's talk is called Why You're Trying to Be Healthy But Still Feel Off. The deeper message tonight is simple: health is rhythm. And what I want to show you is how many people are not failing because they're lazy, undisciplined, or not trying hard enough. It's that they are trying. They're reading, listening, buying supplements, changing their food, and starting to exercise, even trying to sleep better. They are just doing all of that without a clear sequence. Tonight is about helping you see the bigger picture, not more noise, a better map. A lot of people I talk to are already working on their health. Like I said, they're trying to eat better and move more, sleep better, and reduce their stress. They're listening to the podcasts, reading online, and they're collecting the advice. But even with all that effort, they still feel off. They may feel tired and foggy, inconsistent and overwhelmed, even unsure about what matters most. And that can be frustrating because when you're trying and not getting clarity, it can start to feel like you are the problem. And I don't think that's usually true. Many people I meet are usually working hard. They're just working hard without a clear map. For many people, the problem is that their health picture is scattered. They have food ideas over here and supplements here, exercise advice over here, and then sleep tips in this corner. Maybe labs and medications and doctor visits and stress, family, all happening at once. And when these pieces are scattered, it's really hard to know what to do first. And this is where people get stuck, not because they don't care, because they don't have a clear starting point.
So I want to say this clearly. You are not failing. You may simply be trying to build health without a clear rhythm. And when the pieces are not organized, people often keep starting over. They keep changing too many things at once. They chase the newest idea. They stop because it becomes too complicated. Then they feel discouraged. They have poor results. Health doesn't improve from random effort. It improves when the basics are organized in a way that fits your real life. That's what I mean by health rhythm. I spent many years in emergency medicine, and it taught me how important medical care is. It taught me how to recognize danger, urgency, recognize patterns, and evaluate risk. It also showed me something else. By the time many people reach the medical system, their health has often been drifting for years. Food, stress, digestion, movement, sleep, habits, they've all been off for a long time. Medical care is essential when someone needs diagnosis and treatment and emergency care and clinical decision making. But there's another side of health that happens every day. That's the side of health I focus on. Those are the daily health rhythms. I bring the background of an ER doctor, a holistic nutritionist, and now someone who's lived and practiced these health rhythms over the last 10 years. Medicine is very much disease care, and health rhythm helps organize your daily health. Those are completely different lanes. Medicine helps answer questions like what is dangerous? What needs diagnosis? What needs treatment and what needs medication? Those are medical questions. Health rhythm, it helps answer different sets of questions. How am I living? What is out of rhythm? What do I organize first? And how can I practice every day? What belongs with my healthcare team and what belongs with my daily routine? That is the distinction. And Ryan Keim Health Advisory is not a medical practice, it's educational and advisory support only. A lot of people are stuck in the gap. On one side, they have medical care. On the other side, they have scattered wellness advice. Their doctor may be important and helpful for sure, but appointments are often short and focused on diagnosis, treatment, or specific conditions. Then outside the medical system, there's a huge amount of wellness information. Nutrition ideas and supplements, exercise advice, and breath work, acupuncture and somatic work and yoga. How about detox ideas, gut health? Some of it may be useful, and some of it may not be right for that person, nor at the right time. The problem is that people are left trying to sort it all out alone, and that's the gap I want to help with. You may not need more noise, you may need a better map. That's the big idea for tonight. Information is everywhere, but information by itself does not always create clarity. You can know a lot and still not know what to do Monday morning. You can have supplements in the cabinet and still not know what matters first. You can have a gym membership and still not have a good rhythm. And you can have labs and still not know how to organize your daily health. A better map helps you sort these pieces. When someone tells me they feel off, I don't immediately think there's one magic solution. I think, what pieces are scattered? What's their food rhythm like? What's their digestion telling them? What's their energy doing during the day? How's their sleep? How much stress is in their nervous system and it's carrying? How are they moving, recovering, and rebuilding? And then I ask, what belongs with their licensed healthcare provider and what could be addressed through daily health organization? That is the starting point. Testing can be useful and medical evaluation can be important. Labs can matter, but testing alone does not organize your life. A lab result doesn't automatically create a meal rhythm. It doesn't make you sleep. It doesn't build strength or reduce stress. It does not create recovery. It does not decide what you can actually follow through on either. So I'm not against testing, not at all. I'm just saying testing is not the whole answer. And many people also need help organizing the daily side of their health. The missing layer for many people is health organization, not another random tip or complicated plan, and not more shame. Health organization means looking at the whole picture and asking what matters first, what is realistic, what is foundational, and what may be a little bit too advanced for right now. What belongs with my healthcare team, and what daily rhythm can we start practicing? That is the key layer many people are missing. So instead of asking, what should I try next? A better question is, what rhythm needs to be restored first? That changes the conversation. So we are not just collecting ideas, we're organizing priorities. For one person, the starting point may be nutrition structure. For another, it may be sleep. For another, digestion. And perhaps another, stress and nervous system regulation. The starting point really depends on the person. The health rhythm method is my way of organizing a daily health picture. It's not about doing everything. It's not about chasing every trend. It's about looking at the main rhythms that shape how you feel and function every day. Then we identify what is most out of rhythm, what is most foundational, and what are the first steps that make sense for your life. The method is simple. Clarify, prioritize, take practical first steps. That's how scattered health starts to become organized. The 6 health rhythms are nutrition rhythm, digestion rhythm, energy rhythm, sleep rhythm, stress and nervous system rhythm, movement and recovery rhythm. They're not isolated boxes. They affect each other. Your sleep affects your cravings, and your food affects your energy. Your stress definitely affects your digestion, and your movement affects your sleep. The recovery affects your motivation, and your nervous system affects everything. So when someone says they feel off, we don't just ask one question, we look at the whole pattern. This is one of the most important ideas. People do not all need the same plan. The foundation may stay similar, but the plan changes with the person. Someone who's just starting may need to build rhythm. That may mean meal structure, walking, strength basics, hydration, sleep routine, or stress support. Someone who's farther along, they may need to adapt their rhythm. That may mean more individualized movement and recovery, provider guidance, lifestyle nutrition, and a better structure for their follow through. And then someone with lots of complexity, they may need to coordinate their rhythms, mean organizing the providers, the daily function, looking at nutritional boundaries, applied coordinated support, and developing realistic priorities that work for them. The point is, best practices only work when they fit your real life. And that's why health organization matters. Health organization helps clarify what matters first, what belongs to your healthcare team, what belongs in the daily rhythm, what resources may help, what 2 to 3 steps you can take, and that is where most people often feel relief. Because many people don't need another pile of advice. They need someone who can help them sort through what matters, what belongs to their healthcare team, what belongs in the daily rhythm, and what steps they can take. That's health organization, and that combines practices with personal reality. So where are you out of rhythm? Here's a simple self-audit. Ask yourself, how's my nutrition rhythm, digestion rhythm, energy and sleep rhythms? How is my stress and nervous system rhythm? And how's my movement and recovery rhythm doing? You don't need to fix all six at once. In fact, trying to fix everything at once is often part of the problem. The first step is to notice which rhythm is most affecting your life right now. That gives us a great starting point. Most health patterns are connected. Someone may think their problem is low energy, but when we look closer, the pattern might include poor sleep, irregular meals, too much caffeine, stress overload, or inconsistent movement. Someone may think the problem is digestion, but the pattern might include rushing meals, stress, poor hydration, low fiber, and inconsistent routines. Someone may think they lack discipline, but really, the pattern may show that their daily rhythm is overloaded and unsupported. When we organize the pattern, the next step becomes clear. I learned a lot of this through my own life too. I progressively changed my own nutrition and lifestyle because I wanted to feel better, perform better, recover better, and live more aligned with what mattered to me. Skiing and mountain life taught me that rhythm matters. You don't just show up to the mountain and expect your body to perform if you've not prepared. You need food, hydration, strength, recovery, sleep, focus, respect for the conditions, and health is the same way. Your daily rhythm prepares you for the life you want to live. Here are many of the common patterns I've been seeing. Do any of them sound familiar to you? Eating healthy but inconsistent, taking supplements without a foundation, exercising hard but not recovering, sleeping poorly and trying to cover energy with caffeine, feeling overwhelmed by health advice, having medical care but no daily health structure, trying advanced strategies before the basics are steady. These aren't character flaws, they're organizational problems, and organization can improve. The goal is not to solve everything in one conversation. The goal is to create a clear first direction, and that might mean start with a consistent breakfast, walk after meals, create a caffeine cutoff, simplify your supplements, prepare basic meals, write down provider questions, build a sleep anchor, add a nervous system reset, and start strength training safely. Small steps matter when they're the right steps, and a clear first direction creates relief. This is for health-conscious adults who feel scattered, stuck, or unsure what matters first. That's who this is for. It's for people who are trying to be healthy but feel off, who want a bridge between medical care and daily health habits. It's for people who want practical organization, not another overwhelming plan. And it's for people who value lifestyle, nutrition, rhythm, and personal responsibility while respecting the role of a licensed medical care. It's not for emergencies and it's not to replace medical care. It's health advisory, organization, and education. A lot of people are trying to figure this out alone. And they're trying to interpret every symptom, every supplement, using trend, recommendation, every new idea. They don't want anything to go to waste. It makes sense. But that is exhausting. And often the problem is not that they need to try harder. They need to support organizing the picture. They need to know what matters first. They need to know what is realistic. They need to know what belongs to their healthcare team, and they need to know what to do next. That's the reason I created the Health Foundations session. Health Foundations session turns scattered pieces into organized priorities and practical next steps. You leave with more clarity about your health picture. You leave knowing what rhythm areas need attention and 2 to 3 practical first steps you could do in those areas. You leave with better questions to bring to your healthcare team if they're appropriate. And how about a clearer sense of what not to focus on yet? It's wrapped up in a personalized health foundation summary. And the goal is not to overwhelm you. It's to leave you clear, calm, and ready to take action. The Health Foundation session is a private 60 to 75 minute organizational session where we sit down and have a conversation about your health and wellness, many of the times done online. Like I said, you also receive a personalized Health Foundations summary associated with daily rhythm resources from my own library. The launch rate is $195. It's educational and advisory support and not medical care, as I mentioned. It's not a replacement for your doctor, but it is a structured way to get clarity and build direction around your daily health rhythms. If this helped you see your health picture needs more organization, the best place to start is really to book a health foundation session. You don't need to wait until everything's perfect. You don't need to know exactly what's wrong. You don't even have to have all the answers. That's the point of the session. We talk about it, we discuss it, I answer your questions, we organize it, and then we refine it. We clarify what matters, identify first steps, and the first step is not to do everything. The first step is really to get clear. I'm happy to answer your questions. I want to thank you so much for your time tonight. I appreciate it. This is one of my most exciting endeavors. My role here is to help you organize it and help you get through with wellness support and lifestyle rhythm. Thanks again. Remember, health is rhythm.